Hi, I'm John Page, and this is me in 2006 at the Cheese Rolling in Gloucestershire, England. Moments before I threw myself down Cooper's Hill after a wheel of double Gloucester cheese, a great idea struck me. I should go all around the world and enter events just like this where anyone can enter. From the Nude Olympics in Australia to the wife carrying contest in Finland. I'd be an international man of wacky competitions. Of course, without the freedom to leisurely travel the world, I tucked my dream away for years. That is, until I started to think locally and started this blog called Anyone Can Enter. My mission? Compete in at least one offbeat, obscure, wacky, or just plain ridiculous event each month. The only rule? Anyone had to be able to enter the event. Since it's been a year since I started the blog, I thought it would be fun to take a look back at some of the highlights. It all started with Big Boss Brewing Company's potato decorating contest last St. Patrick's Day. Despite the original nature of my potato car, I didn't win a prize, which was a little disappointing considering that the prize was beer. Undaunted, I prepared for my first true challenge at the CN Tower climb in Toronto, where I had to climb 1,776 steps up the world's second tallest building. With a little advice from tower running champion Thomas Dold, I made a respectable showing, finishing 774th out of more than 4,000 entrants. Up next was the Asheville Idiot-A-Rod, a community service-oriented shopping cart race where my team Idiot-A-Pong, consisting of my wife Carrie, sister Laurie, and a few of her friends, finished dead last. Although, we did plant tons of trees and picked up numerous bags of trash. Finishing dead last at the Idiot-A-Rod was good preparation for a lot of my events. See, the thing is, when you're only preparing for things for less than a month, it's hard to get really good. So without much surprise, I fell short of an award-winning performance at the National Hollering Contest.
My friends, help me welcome to the stage from Raleigh, North Carolina, contestant 602, Mr. John Page. Woo! 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 Oh,
I never came close to winning the Pennsylvania Stone Skipping Tournament, where champion Russ Byers outskipped me by 27 skips. I probably would have killed myself if I had tried to eat more than the 4 orange habaneros I downed at the Bailey Farms chili pepper eating contest, where the eventual winner, a toothless 60-year-old man in a wheelchair, ate 14, plus a couple of ghost chilies which are even hotter than those. Take a look at how I felt after eating just one practice habanero.
It's almost like in Speed where if they slow the bus down underneath, holy crap, that's hot. Woo! It's just like taking over my body. I can honestly feel it in my toes. It's so freaking hot. Oh my god. Oh my god, there's not enough air in this room.
So I followed the pepper eating contest with a mediocre middle-of-the-pack finish at the Warrior Dash, an obstacle course spread out over 3 miles in the middle of nowhere. While the race didn't live up to its billing as the craziest frickin' day of my life, it was fun getting into a warrior mentality, growing a beard, shaving my head, and getting muddy. I also failed to hit the mark in my local newspaper's ugly sweater contest. While my homemade Grinch sweater had a strong showing, it was the runner-up to a beer-carrying sweater. But those stories of failure pale in comparison to my shortcomings at 2 of my favorite events. The Idaho Springs Pack Burro Race in Colorado, and the Krispy Kreme Challenge in my hometown of Raleigh, North Carolina. Despite some fantastic training from Bill Redtail Lee and Brad Wan, I was a clueless pack burro racer. My hungry-ass firecracker spent most of his time eating grass on the side of the road, which landed me in last place with the title Last Ass.
Come on, firecracker!
I could have used Firecracker's appetite at the Krispy Kreme Challenge, where competitors attempt to run 2 miles to a Krispy Kreme, eat a dozen donuts, and run back to the start in less than an hour. Sadly, I couldn't finish all my donuts, and made it back to the finish line 8 minutes past an hour, where my friends were happy to poke fun at my donut eating ineptitude.
What about somebody like me who is just not very good at eating and can't eat very fast?
Suck it up. Try harder. Don't be a wimp. Well, you just can't lollygag. You can't be like your friend John Page and just, like it's any old Saturday morning, we're just having donuts. I thought he was waiting for his coffee or something. The guy's just taking his time, one bite at a time. Like, this is a freaking
But I wasn't always a loser. In fact, back in June, my buddy Mike Hepp and I won a national championship in egg tossing after a minor league baseball game in Hagerstown, Maryland. There, we outlasted a field that included Little Leaguers and our wives to win in a toss-off over the Little Leaguers coach and his friend. We came home with some sweet hardware and even made a little splash in the media.
Jason Jennings has the story of a pair of Raleigh men who are the nation's best at throwing eggs.
If there's a contest, John Page will try it.
While the rest of America celebrated July 4th, Raleigh's John Page was at his mother-in-law's donkey farm.
Come on, boy, come on.
Of course, competing in wacky events wasn't my only goal. This time last year, I weighed about 190 pounds. At 5 feet 9, most body mass index calculators call that obese. So back in November, I ran my first half marathon. And just the other day, I finished my first marathon. Better yet, I'm happy to tell you that today, I weigh 165 pounds. Now, I'd still like to trim some pounds from my gut, but I think I could be ready for next year's Nude Olympics. In the meantime, Mike and I are asking sponsors to send us to the World Egg Throwing Championship this June in England, where we'd be the first US champs to compete for the world title. Along the way, we want to raise money for hunger-related charities. If you'd like to help, visit tossingforhunger.com to learn more. The egg tossing hopes of a nation may be riding on it. So what have I learned from all this nonsense? Unless you're Superman, you're probably not going to win every contest you enter. Even potato decorating contests, where you clearly had the most original idea. Never wear your favorite pair of shoes to a race where you'll be running with donkeys. Never challenge a 60-year-old man with no teeth to a pepper eating contest. He's probably tougher than you think. And don't be afraid to pursue your wildest, most far-fetched dreams. You might fulfill them closer than you think.